What's up YouTube? My name is Marvin and today we're going to be upgrading my Ibanez SR305. The upgrade I'm going to be doing is pretty much all of the electronics. I'm going to be changing the pickups, I'm going to be changing the preamp, basically, the entire inside of my bass. The pickups I decided to use are the Seymour Duncan Basslines. They're active pickups. My current pickups are passive. If I took out the EQ, I could still use these pickups by themselves. But these are fully active, just like regular active soap bars you'd find, like EMGs or something. But these are actually designed to work with an active preamp. The preamp in here is designed to work with passive pickups. And I actually went ahead and bought an EMG active preamp, if I could just... Yeah, see? So it's got its own knobs for active pickups. These are designed for EMGs, but you can really use any active pickup. So I'm gonna be installing that. It came with black knobs, but I bought my own, whatever this is, Cosmo Black or Cosmo Gray, so it can match my bass, because if it doesn't match, then it won't sound as good. The color actually makes a difference in the tone. So what I'm going to do, I thought this would be interesting. I'm going to do a demo to show how different it sounds and to see if it made my bass sound better or if it made it sound worse. The main reason I wanted to upgrade the preamp is because the preamp that I bought has a mid-range that you can sweep through. I think it's between 400 hertz and 1000 hertz. And that can change your bass's main tone. Most basses, they're centered at a certain point. This one, I think it's actually centered at like 450 hertz. And for bass, that's where the meat of your actual bass's tone comes from. Like if you boost bass and treble, it won't really change the character. But mids, that's like where you can really hear the sound of your bass. And the EMG one allows you to pick where you want it to boost. I actually got a taste of this from my other Ibanez, the K5. Which allows you to do that, and I absolutely love it, so I decided to find a way to do it to this one, because this is my baby. I love this bass. The pickups themselves, I thought to go with active pickups as opposed to passive, because my K5 has active pickups. Like an active pickup with an active preamp. So I figure if I love my K5 so much, I'll do something similar but different pickups and everything, because that's just more fun. Why should I get the same pickups? You know, just try and make things interesting. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I will be recording the differences through my Mesa Subway D800. Everything flat. The voicing switch all the way down so that there's no boost in the bass and treble. I'll be doing 2 tracks through Logic. I'm going to do the direct out from my Mesa, and I'll be recording it through my CAD blah blah blah, whatever microphone that is. I'll put it in the description. And blend the 2 signals together so you know, it should be a pretty good sound. I'm going to do just a before of me playing my bass just in different tones, and an after playing around with the EQ to give you an idea of what it can do. With the ability to switch the mids with the EMG active circuit, it's not fair to directly compare it to the Ibanez one, which can't do that. But this video will still serve a purpose to show the difference that a new preamp can make. So let's find out. Everything is installed, as you can see, or as you can hopefully see. The configuration is bass, mid, and treble boost with a mid frequency contour, and volume and my balancer with the new bassline pickups. I'm gonna start with just the pickups, nothing boosted or cut, just so you can hear the bass lines. Here we go. So now I'm going to change this to active because the gain is going to go up. Now my bass isn't active. I'm going to set it how I normally like for like slap stuff. I usually just like having both pickups on, so don't worry about that. The bass I usually boost just a little bit. The treble is usually almost all the way up. The mids to taste depends, but usually just maybe a little bit of boost. So for this, with this EQ, I like my mids all the way up with my contour all the way up, so I guess it's at 1000 hertz or so. My treble, I boosted just a little bit, and the bass, I'm boosting it just a little bit. And this is the sound you get with both pickups. If you boost the treble up even more. So it's like, it's not even noisy. Gives it a nice kind of crunch, but it's not overly bright and brittle sounding like a lot of basses can sound. And I promise you, on my Ibanez preamp, it sounded brittle. I actually didn't like boosting the treble that much, even though it kind of got me close to the crunchy, fieldy corn kind of sound, which is the sound I mostly like. So I hope you can hear the difference. Just the pickups themselves, they sound so much clearer, and there's more like body to it. The other pickups to me didn't really have life to them, if that makes sense. They weren't exactly bad, but they didn't really sound good. They just kind of sounded meh. So now I'm gonna do something different. I'll put the treble a little bit down. I'm gonna keep the mids all the way up and roll down the frequency all the way down so you can hear the difference. Bass is exactly where it is, both pickups. So you can hear how the mids, just switching the frequency, has changed the entire character of the bass. And just to prove that even more, I'll actually put the treble and the bass right in the middle. I'm just gonna pluck the string so you can hear it. This is that E string. You hear how it changes, and it's completely different. If you go all the way down, it's more of a classic sound. If you go all the way up, it's a little more hi-fi sounding. And if you do that, it's like a wah. And just so you can see the maximum amount of boost, each knob does 10 dB, which actually isn't as much as I thought it was going to do. But being that it is an active system, it makes sense because you don't want to overdrive the boost because then it's going to sound like shit. But just to give you an idea, everything's centered. There you go. Everything's centered. Here's the bass. Cut. Boosted. And center. Mids. I'm just gonna keep the mid knob in the middle. So I guess that's like 800, around 700 hertz. Cut. Boosted. And centered. Treble. Cut. Boosted. Centered. Oh, yeah, centered. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the pickups. I think they made a gigantic difference in the tone of my bass. I love the versatility of the preamp. The bass and treble seems like they're right where they need to be, so it's not overly boomy and muddy or overly brittle and bright. And the mid-range allowing you to tailor exactly the kind of character you want to get out of your bass, depending on the type of music you play. I feel like that's perfect, because if I'm playing rock and metal, I probably would go more towards having more high mids, but if I'm playing something more classic bass minded, maybe towards the lower mids. I'm not an expert on that, but just based off of how I know my bass sounds in different scenarios, that's what I would do. Let me know if this video was helpful. I really hope it was, because there's not a lot of videos about EQ and bass mods and everything. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your day. Stay safe.